achieved.
All right, welcome to Studio Day Heffrey, Day Quarantine. It's nice to see everybody. Today, what I want to talk about is something that is a little bit timely because I think multiple people have done great work on this topic, and here is what we're talking about. The Cowboys lose a bunch of games. You have an opportunity to draft an awesome quarterback prospect. Should they do it, or should they pay Dak Prescott, right? It's always timely. It's always a debate, but what I want to do is I want to roll out and give credit to a couple of people, a couple of friends of mine who have done great work, and I want to give them credit for some of the things that they have done recently in regards to trying to offer opinions on this that I think are really good. And then I want to offer to you that, to me, it doesn't clear it up. The goal is to clear it up, but it doesn't, to me, clear it up. So here's where I want to start with this one, okay? And let me know in the comments. If you had a top two, would you pick Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields? Or do you want to pay Dak Prescott? And obviously your quarterback will cost more, but you'll be more certain of how good your quarterback's going to be. Because that's the thing you don't want to lose here, okay? What you don't want to lose here is if you're just talking about how much money you're going to save, you're wasting time. Because if you're saving money to downgrade at quarterback, you effed up big time. So you don't want to do that, right? All right, so the first thing that I want to show you, I got from my buddy Daniel at Cowboys Stats on Twitter. And these are nerd numbers. If you're not familiar, don't worry, I got your back. We'll keep it real simple. So this is Dak versus the first quarterback taken in every draft back to, what does it say there, 99 or whatever. And the list goes on much further. I just cut it off right there. But as you can see, this is Dak versus the first quarterback taken in all these different drafts, and what they're sorted by is EPA per play. So that's expected points added per play. Basically, after a play that you run, if it was a good play, your expected points added is positive. If it was a bad play, your expected points added is negative. So Dak versus all of the former number one overall picks of the last 20 some odd years or 20 years, right? And only Matt Ryan, by that much, is ahead of Dak. Now, it's an individual metric, and a lot of people don't care about metrics. They care about wins and losses, which is also kind of weird with Dak, because if you care about that over the course of his career, he's really good. But some people like to just do like whatever amount of time makes it seem like he's not good. But so that's the first quarterback drafted in all those drafts. What I want to do is I want to go to my buddy Patrick Walker, no C, Patrik, at Voice of the Star on Twitter. He wrote a great piece on Dak and why the Cowboys should basically stick with Dak regardless, but this is part of that piece. And depending where you start, I could go either way with this. Because let's say 2016, right? All the first-round quarterbacks, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Paxton Lynch. Dak's better than all of them. So you're like, holy cow, you don't want to take a risk and try to draft a quarterback. Then you go to 2017. Mitch Trubisky, Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson are the first-round quarterbacks. So they're not picked in the top three in terms of Mahomes and Watson, but you've got good prospects, who I missed on, that if I could tell you that tomorrow you could draft Deshaun Watson on his rookie deal, or tomorrow you could draft Pat Mahomes on his rookie deal, or you could pay Dak, you would take Mahomes or Watson. 2018, Baker, Darnold, Allen, Rosen, Jackson. I'm 2 for 5 there. If you told me that, hey, you're going to pick a quarterback in the first round and it's going to be Josh Allen, gosh, I guess you know what, his rookie year and his second year, you may not want that. But what he's turned into on a rookie deal, boy, you would absolutely take that. And Lamar Jackson, you would absolutely take that. In 2019, Kyler Murray, the first quarterback taken, you would absolutely take Kyler on a rookie deal over Dak at $40 million. You would not with Jones or Haskins. In 2020, and this is where it gets quite interesting, Joe Burrow, Tua, Justin Herbert, the early returns on all three are really good. You could talk me into saying, I'll take all three of them if you're going to offer them at a quarter or less of the cap number of Dak Prescott, because I think all three of them have shown enough that you could say maybe they will be better than Dak. Maybe. maybe not. So it's really weird, and it's a tough debate. And it comes down to, you don't want to be overconfident in your evaluations because, as we've seen, number 1 overall picks can bust. Number 2 overall picks can bust. Sometimes the best quarterback in the draft gets picked 10th overall. You don't want to be too confident, but I think when we get to draft time that Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields are going to be considered really, really good prospects. And to me, it's a great debate. I don't think there is you can't move on from Dak because he's a top 10 quarterback. You can if you really believe that the guy you're picking is going to be a top 10 quarterback and he's cheap. The only way to me that it's a stupid debate is if you're literally doing it to save money. And you're like, well, Dak can't carry this team, so what we need to do is get worse at quarterback and save $40 million because you're going to save, now let's say you have a first-round quarterback, you save $30 to $35 million. Congrats. Which 2 positions do you want to sign a really good starter at? I'll give you a really good corner, and I'll give you a really good left guard. Those 2 guys being really good, if you don't get good quarterback play, your team just downgraded a bunch. So ultimately, what matters? Good quarterback play. But if you're convinced that you can get the same, I cannot draft a guy unless the people in the room that have scouted the players are looking me in the eye, dead in the eye, right there. And they say, I think he's going to be better than Dak. If you're going to tell me, well, I think he can develop into a guy that, we might one day maybe be able to get quarterback play, kind of like what Dak is given, get him out. Got to go. We ain't picking him. You got to believe that he can be or will be as good or better than Dak Prescott because downgrading at quarterback on purpose is stupid. But I do think that both Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, when we get to the draft, that'll be a great debate. I don't think the Cowboys will be in a position to have the debate about their team because I don't think they'll end up with a top 2 pick, but it's possible. But that's it. With the Dak thing, the only thing that totally throws me is the hardcore opinion either way. And I guess the sign Dak hardcore opinion is closer to logical than the get rid of Dak and save money conversation because the get rid of Dak requires a lot. The sign Dak is really just saying if you're going by the odds, your odds are whoever you pick ain't going to be as good as this guy. So what are you really doing? Sign your quarterback. So that's it. I just wanted to have a little quarterback conversation with you. Let me know what you want them to do. If you have a top 2 pick in the comments, also mash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed and have the notifications turned on. Click on the little bell. And let me see if I can live scramble through here and find some mailbag stuff before we go on the radio. Don't miss 420 today on 105.3 The Fan in DFW. You can find us on the radio.com app as well. Home of the Cowboys. Jeff Purdy. We got Jeff Purdy coming up at 420. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Dirk, how realistic is it to trade back twice in the first round? Let's go. Let's go. I'll trade back twice. Hell yeah. I told you guys, you can see, if you want to, if you're interested, you can watch some of the All-22 tape. I created a playlist on youtube.com/Jeff Cavanaugh where I'm letting you see a game of the coach's film on a lot of these prospects. And again, I don't think there's a Myles Garrett type prospect. I don't think there's a Luke Kuechly type prospect. I don't think there's a Jalen Ramsey type prospect. So yeah, I would love a whole bunch of picks. You want to get me down into the 20s and pick in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s and the 50s? Let's go. Let's go. Ledger 88. He said it was a nice dream of tanking, but they're winning this division. LMAO. Don't you put that evil on me. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Lou Fez. I don't think we win the division, but we will not lose out. If this draft lacks studs, then I'm not inclined that I want to be fully invested in it. No, you got to be fully invested in tanking the best you can so you can trade down. It does require people to want to come up for somebody. But somebody might want to come up for Micah Parsons, Sewell. You got 4 quarterback options. Maybe somebody wants to come up for one of those corners, Jamar Chase. There will be some enticing guys that people may be interested in coming up to get. So, we got to get up there so we can get down. You got to get up to get down. Get up, and get down. Get up, and get down. Let me see here. Bart Wiley. I love the name Bart. Giants will win the division. They might. Anybody could win the division except Washington. Well, they got Alex Smith going now. Anybody could win. It's the worst division of all time. I said this yesterday and I believe it. The 4 worst teams in the NFC are the entire NFC East. And I think the Cowboys are the worst team of them. If Andy Dalton plays well and they can protect him well enough, maybe that could be different. But I think the Cowboys are the worst of them at the moment. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw the report that Mark Colombo and Joe Judge got in a fist fight. I don't know if it's accurate, but I want it to be accurate because I want to know what is wrong with you that you thought a fist fight with Mark Colombo was a good idea. But Mark Colombo got fired from the Giants as the offensive line coach, and one guy is reporting that they had a fist fight, Joe Judge and Colombo, and that Joe Judge lost and fired Colombo. I promise you if they had a fist fight that he lost. Mark Colombo's a former O-lineman that's still 250 pounds, probably something like that, that listens to metal. And was he one of the guys that was in the metal band with Leonard Davis and was that Proctor? I don't know. Make a video, the life and times of CD, my pup. I will not. That dude, he needs to chill out. He needs to chill it out a little bit. I love that dog. He's the sweetest. The sweetest. When I get in bed, he jumps up there, and he just jumps onto my face with his body on my body, and then just goes, and he likes to lick my mouth, which I have to cover my mouth, and then he licks other parts of my face. What would be your ideal pick to trade down to? That's from Steven. Assuming everybody's interested, what would be the magic number to get quantity and quality of players? My magic spot in this draft to trade down to would be somewhere around 10 to 12. Because right now, and I got to watch some of these guys. I watched Joseph Osai. Is that right? The Texas edge. I watched him. You can find that on the YouTube channel. And I like him, but Dane Brugler's top 3 edge guys, he has is like 11, 12, and 13 in this draft, and maybe they get elevated a little bit. So maybe 8 to 10, where you could get one of the really good edge prospects. Again, no Myles Garrett's, but you could get one of the really good defensive end prospects and have added picks to be able to address your secondary and maybe D-tackle, whatever else you want. Adrian says, Jeff, I love you, man. You made my week already, and I will always comment and support you. No matter what. Leave a comment if you're still here 12 minutes and 44 seconds into this video. And I want to finish with this. When I die, hopefully a long time from now, do you guys think it's weird that I want to put into my will to take me to a taxidermist and I want to be stuffed and hang out in the living room forever? Like if I'm married, I want to be in the rocking chair or in a recliner in the living room, where if wifey finds a new boo and they want to keep that house, I'm there. I'm chilling in the corner. Is that weird? That's my question of the day. Let me know in the comments. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you on the radio. Love you. Bye.